of good repute, good position in society and all of that, very little exposure to anything rough. She had to take the boy in and raise him. She was bothered by his rough ways, even the way he smelled. But the one thing that bothered her the worst was when she brought him back to San Antonio in Texas, where she lives. They got off the train and there were a bunch of bow-legged cowboys walking around the station, and he said, "Boy, look at all them bow-legged bastards." Well, she came unglued at that and got upset enough to send him back east to a really highly regarded boarding school for young men. And got him back 6 months later, and he got off the train and he looked at the same crowd of cowboys and he said, "Behold, what manner men be these who wear their balls in parentheses?"
Oh, excellent. What's this reading called?
We're still rolling.
Well, what's the reading called?
Well, this is about Sam Grimes. Sam Grimes, I won't say which, is either based or exactly copied from a person that was in my basic training company in the Army. There was a person who physically was very similar to this, and intellectually was unfortunately very... Sam Grimes was a scrappy little fucker. His height was just barely in excess of the absolute minimum required for service in the United States Army. His body was gnarled, knotty, and relatively muscular, but one of his most remarkable features was the size of his feet. Although Sam's height was nothing to brag about, his feet were disproportionately large. He wore a size 11 shoe. Thus, when Sam sat on the toilet in the basic training barracks latrine, his feet, encased in enormous size 11 boots, failed to touch the floor by a good 3 inches. And this caused Sam to be the object of some ridicule by his barracks mates. His barracks mates were primarily niggers and hippies. Sam had little use for niggers and even less for hippies. Sam's values, he found, were clearly embodied in a song recently released by Merle Haggard, "If You Don't Love It, Leave It." Sam especially liked the part where Merle said, "When you're running down our country horse, you're walking on the fighting side of me." Sam's general appearance, and particularly his facial features, had been a source of ridicule for many years. When Sam Grimes was 2, his 17-year-old mother, Ernestine, stared at him one day and remarked to her boyfriend, Ernest, "Look at his eyes. He looks like a fish or something. They're wrapped halfway around his head." She giggled, belched, and opened another beer. When Sam Grimes was 6, he set fire to the cat, using the lamp oil and his mother's Bic lighter. "Where's my lighter?" his mother asked her boyfriend, Bubba. "Sam's got it," Bubba answered. "Looks like he set fire to the cat again." "Well," Ernestine drawled, "boys will be boys." She giggled, belched, and opened another beer. When Sam Grimes was 10, he set fire to the guinea pigs caged in his classroom at school. Her eyes snorting from the acrid smoke of urine-soaked sawdust, Sam's teacher called Ernestine and expressed her concern at recent trends in Sam's behavior. "So that's where my lighter went," Sam's mother answered. "I thought my boyfriend Axel took it again." She giggled, belched, and opened another beer. When Sam Grimes was 12, he pulled a preschool girl from next door into his backyard, pulled down her panties, and urged her to watch as he tried to set fire to the nearly bald cat. The girl's outraged parents, observing the scene, bundled her away to the safety of their home and called the police. Police released Sam to juvenile authorities, who promptly provided diagnoses of difficult personality, stroke, borderline cretinism, homosexual panic, and inferiority complex, and a prescription for Milltown, and returned him to his mother with a list of counseling services. Maybe this will help, Sam's mother said. He's got a really hard head. Me and Purvis can't do nothing with him. Hey, did you happen to get my lighter back from him? She giggled, belched, and opened another beer.